Hello, my name is Adrian, and I'm a student of the Masters of Educational Technology program at the University of British Columbia. We're going to take a look at Clicbot, a remarkable and intriguing educational toy that has only been on the market since 2020.
This is Clicbot. Cute, right? Clicbot is a family robot that's a bit different. His expressions and characteristics were designed by Carlos Bina, an award-winning designer from Pixar. He has over 200 interactions that will make you fall in love with him.
So this is a very well-produced advertising video, and it wants consumers to see the character behind what Clicbot is. So this is what you get for $450. This is the Clicbot with all of the pieces. Let's look at that advertising video one more time.
Now let's talk STEM. Clicbot takes a new approach to STEM and learning code. Most STEM products are either too simple or way too complicated. Clicbot goes all the way from super basic to real-world coding.
So Clicbot has a scaffolded approach with their toy where at the very beginning someone can just play with Clicbot. No coding required. Then you can manipulate Clicbot and save the movements to replay them, then a visual editor, and finally, full text-based code. This toy has the potential to meet a person where they are and grow as the learner learns how to code. So where does this fit in the market? You know, it's a toy, it's educational, it can teach coding, it's suitable for all ages and for in the classroom and out of the classroom. The reach of Clicbot is very wide. Whereas the market says that educational toy market is supposed to grow 14% every year until 2025. That is a growth of $28 billion. More specifically, the STEM toy market is supposed to grow 5% every year until 2025. Now that is a growth of $1 billion. So what is the advertising video not showing? From reviewing the Amazon reviews, I found that it's hard to learn. The explanations to build it are difficult, the product is too difficult for children, and the curriculum to learn it from their videos is also hard and random to follow. It's also hard to use. Some people say it would spontaneously fall apart. Others said that the hardware is great, but the software is terrible. Third, it's loud. That would definitely take away from the cuteness factor of Clicbot. So with these consumer ratings, they still and issues, they still received a 4 to 5 stars. That says to me that consumers can look past these negatives. That being said, all these ratings come from early adopters of Clicbot. So I wonder if the general market will be as forgiving. Clicbot has done some Kickstarters. So last year in 2020, they got 1,600 backers to pledge $900,000. What they did was they offered the Clicbot product at a 33% discount. That to me tells me that they kind of use they use Kickstarter more as an advertising space. They also partnered with a crowdfunding company. That's nice to see that when they don't have the expertise in-house, they do outsource it. Now in 2015, with their first iteration of Clicbot called Sellbot, they failed a Kickstarter campaign, only raising 50% of what they wanted to. Now, the company behind Clicbot is called KE Tech. They were founded in 2014. They focus on STEM. On their website, they boast of owning over 40 intellectual property rights. And their first robot, Sellbot, the first iteration of Clicbot, it won a lot of awards. The people behind Clicbot was not advertised on the website. It was really hard to find out. This image actually came from their Kickstarter campaign. And of these people, I learned that Jianbo has a master's in mechatronics. Wei Gong, couldn't find anything about him. Chen Zhang has a bachelor's in fine arts. And I digged further and found out that in 2014 they did a accelerator program. There they had 2 co-founders listed, and one of those co-founders is no longer part of this team. That's a bit worrisome because we know so little about the team. You know, why did they leave? Now, the financials of K-Tech is also a bit mysterious. It's a private company, and it's also hard to find any information. We do know that Accelerator program in 2014 raised $25,000. We know about the Kickstarter, the good one, and we also know about the bad one that failed. Now, the competition, Clicbot is modular. It can be used without coding. It's online resources. It needs to grow. It's at $450. One very strong competitor is the Lego Robot Inventor. It's also modular, can be used without coding. It has a great online community resource. Now, it's a very old company since 1932, and Lego is world-renowned. Also, their price point is cheaper. Sphero is another ed-tech toy. It can only be used in one form, but their entry price point is $50. That is very cheap. Bottom line, it looks like Clicbot can't compete financially with these two very well-established competitors. That's going to be difficult to enter the market. Now, what Clicbot does different from the competition is that it's cute, right? It has pre-programmed characters in it and different ones that will act differently, and it does an excellent job at scaffolding learning how to code. So, should you invest? Well, educational toys are indeed an emerging market. What it teaches is coding, and coding is a valuable 21st century skill. K-Tech has proved that they have grit to continue from 2015 to 2020 without a viable product. That does raise another flag. Why didn't they have a viable product? But we know that last year they did raise $900,000. Cons: it will be very difficult for them to get their product to be competitive in this market. Their company has a lack of transparency, as well as the financials are a mystery. I want to know more. Also, K-Tech is a Chinese company, and the language and culture barrier could be a challenge, especially without that knowledge or from being in Canada. So, personal reflection moving forward from this analyzing Clicbot is that STEM tools must be easy to use right away. Tools must be financially competitive, especially if you're trying to sell to the school system, which has very strict budgets. And that flashy advertising, to a certain extent, works. Everyone who sees that Clicbot video loves it. I did too.